Thank you. 6 o'clock, call a meeting to order. I want to welcome everyone to the August 15th regular City Council meeting. If I could ask everyone if they would please to turn off your cell phone or silence it. And also, I'd like to recognize the Eagle Scout that's going to lead us in the pledge tonight. We have with us Bill Seth Snyder. His family is here, along with his grandparents, Jean and Anita Gentry. Also, I think we have Seth with him. He's got one of his scout friends, and I'll let Seth introduce his friend when he comes up here to pledge the flag. So Seth, if you would come on up to the podium here, and I'll ask everyone to stand with Seth, and we'll pledge the flag, please. Who is your Eagle Scout friend, Seth?
This is Spencer Hamilton.
Yeah, we're glad to have y'all with us. Thank you for being here tonight.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and congratulations on the Eagle Scout badge. Appreciate y'all coming. Jean, Anita, we appreciate y'all coming, supporting the grandkids. There's nothing like having these grandkids.
And his mom and dad.
And his mom and dad. Let's see, where's, I see y'all back there. Your head back there in the back. Okay. Thank y'all, Dana and Bill, for being here. And I can tell the Boy Scouts, y'all wouldn't be able to achieve what you do without your mother and dad and your grandpa's support. So don't ever forget your mom and dad and your grandparents. Thank y'all. Okay. We have mayor's comments. With there being none, we have consideration for the agenda of the adoption. I assume everybody's reviewed the agenda. I hear motion to be approved as presented. So moved. Have a second? Second. Please vote. Unanimous. Thank you very much. Okay, I understand through the attorney that there'll be no executive session. Item 5, assume everyone got a copy of the minutes of the regular meeting, and if there are no corrections, the chair will entertain a motion of the regular city council meeting July the 18th. I have a motion.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Please vote. Okay, the executive session meeting of July the 18th, 2017. If no corrections, the chair will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve them.
Have a second?
Second.
Please vote. Unanimous. Thank you very much. Okay, there are proclamations and resolutions. There being none under old business, there being none under new business. Administration, we have Junior Achievement of Georgia program, and this is something that we're all excited about. I've been discussing this with some of the staff people with the Forsyth County Superintendent's Office. And we have with us tonight Valerie Lane with the Superintendent's Office. And Valerie, I've tried to explain this to what extent I can, but you being an expert at it, if you would come on up and maybe give us a little information and insight. We recognize Fonda Gravy Tan. Fonda, good to see you.
Okay, so add
Fonda
Harrison
Harrison.
to that and add Lowe to that.
Okay, glad to have all that.
We all go by our maiden names all our lives, right? So I'm excited to be here with Valerie representing the Forsyth County Board of Education. We're so excited about this new adventure and appreciate all the support of our community, particularly the city of Cumming. We're here tonight to share information with you about not just the Alliance Academy, but in particular the Discovery Center of North Georgia, which is a partnership with Junior Achievement. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to Valerie. She's got a video for all of you to watch about what Junior Achievement is all about. And then she also has a presentation about what it's going to look like in Forsyth County.
Good, thank you, Fonda.
All right, good evening. This is a project that we're really excited about, and we knew that you would be as well, being it's going to be centered on Lanier 400 Parkway inside of the city limits. And it is inside the Alliance Academy for Innovation. So just to separate the two a little bit, Alliance Academy is a 9 through 12 non-traditional high school that the school system is building on Lanier 400 Parkway, and that is slated to open the 2018-19 school year. That school is going to have career pathways that are not currently replicated at any of the other 5 high schools, soon to be 6 comprehensive high schools that we have. So they're programs that are typically very expensive to replicate, so we'll have them in one central location. And so those different pathways are listed on the screen there. This is the campus. I know you all have probably seen it or been by it, but it's coming right along. So this is how it looks today. And I pointed an arrow to the Discovery Center, just really a separate aside to the building. When we were working on the architecture of the school, we had visited a Discovery Center in Atlanta at the top of the World Congress Center, and there are about 30 of these across the country. And we had visited before and knew that this is something that we would like to bring to Forsyth County at some point. So we left some space with our architects for that possibility. And thanks to a very generous contribution from Mike and Lynn Cottrell, who are from Dahlonega, they were able to contribute the seed money needed to go ahead and build out a Discovery Center for North Georgia. So that's what we want to tell you a little bit more about tonight. And again, so it's separate really from the high school, but it's a financial literacy and entrepreneurship program for middle school students. So our middle school students will be able to participate in this. So the way it is set up, and it's very much geared to social studies standards and business and computer science standards, but our 6th graders would go through entrepreneurship training. They participate in the classroom and then spend a day at the Discovery Center. And then our 7th or 8th graders then participate in financial literacy training, and then they spend a day at the Discovery Center. And because of the generosity of the Cottrell family, students not only in Forsyth County, but Hall County, Lumpkin County, Dawson County, City of Gainesville, and Calhoun City will also be bringing students into the Discovery Center to be able to participate. The one in Atlanta serves City of Atlanta, Fulton County, and the one in Gwinnett County is Gwinnett County students only. So we're really excited that this is going to bring a lot of folks into our area. So let me show you just a short video just so you have a little bit better idea of what we're bringing. Yep, there we go. Got it.
Each year, thousands of students graduate high school never knowing what professional or educational opportunities are available. Even worse, many lose focus and don't even graduate at all, never stopping to think what a financial strain this will have on their futures, or lack thereof. The Atlanta community decided to do something about this. Welcome to Junior Achievement's Chick-fil-A Foundation Discovery Center. In 7 months, this space at the Georgia World Congress Center was transformed from a few empty rooms to a simulated city of Atlanta to develop a place where our children can experience learning like never before. This place was developed to educate, but designed to inspire. But the learning does not begin here. Before stepping foot in the center, every student completes 18 in-class lessons. Then, almost every weekday, more than 200 6th through 8th grade students, that's more than 30,000 students a year, arrive here and are given the opportunity to not only dream of a bright future, but to actually experience it. In JA BizTown, students take on the role of an employee, a taxpayer, and a consumer. During the simulation, students receive unique job assignments, which include everything from a cashier to the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. By the end of their day's work, each student has experienced life as an employee, deposited a paycheck at the bank, and made purchasing decisions for themselves and their company. And across the hall at JA Finance Park, more students have the rare opportunity to experience their personal financial futures firsthand. Here, students receive a real-life situation. This provides them with a job, income, education, and even a family scenario. Based on these details, students visit the various businesses, gathering information to make financial decisions, such as managing a budget, using banking services, and even determining lifestyle and investment decisions. The learning here is authentic, immersive, and interactive, so you know the lessons are going to stick. Thanks to this 360-degree educational experience, by the time these students begin high school, they will have already encountered what it takes to generate a thriving business or manage a family household. Lessons that are crucial to keep students motivated to continue their education and develop into successful professionals. Join us in allowing all students to gain opportunities and take control of their future.
So that's an example of what the Discovery Center is, and that was the Atlanta version, just to kind of give you an idea. But in Biztown, again, and for a sixth grader, they learn how to work, how to go to work, how to live in an economy, buying and selling, those kinds of things. And here are some pictures, as you'll see in this picture. This is a Gwinnett County version, and you can see that Gwinnett County government has a storefront there. So these centers are developed to resemble the communities that they're in. Again, there's 30 of these across the country, so that's an example of what Gwinnett County looks like. And again, you can see the kids come in, they elect a mayor for the day, they get citations for speeding, they pay traffic tickets, everything that you and I do on a daily basis with interacting within a city, they do as part of this experience. So they're working, at the city municipalities, they're working at Wells Fargo, they're working at Home Depot, buying and selling. So it's very much a very active environment. And then a finance park is for our eighth graders. It could be a seventh or eighth grader. And this is where I'm going to be given a situation and make decisions around a budget of a family situation or decisions that I have to make in order to survive in today's economy. So kids learn about investing and balancing a checkbook and buying or renting a home, paying for college, those kinds of things. And again, they spend time in our classroom with about 20 lessons before they are able to go to the Discovery Center, and then they spend a full day buying and selling, and then again working on the financial side of making decisions. So these are some other pictures of Atlanta and Gwinnett where kids have to make decisions around certain things. Our facility, and I gave Crystal some larger drawings of this just so you see, we did work and just to make this as resemblance as much to North Georgia as we could. So our storefronts are there. It's going to have Lake Lanier, certainly the mountains, and we've got a covered bridge coming into the facility for the big reveal for the students. And then each of those storefronts will have 18 resemble something on a line item for any of us: banking, housing, transportation, making decisions about where to pay my utilities, communication, my educational opportunities, healthcare, all of the things, again, that you and I make decisions with on a monthly basis about our own homes. So that's what we're doing now. The period that we're in now is working on those storefronts to obtain, who's going to come to the Discovery Center at North Georgia, and so that's what we're working on currently. And these are some other elevation drawings just to kind of show you a little bit more detail. We did Price Memorial in Dahlonega. Again, we've got the covered bridge, Lake Lanier, the mountains. We tried to resemble North Georgia since, again, this is going to be a facility for several counties, not just for Forsyth. And so that kind of gives you a little bit more information about what it's going to look like. This is the interior shot, so you can kind of see how it's laid out and how our students will spend the day in the Discovery Center. So it is under construction, just like the school is, a little bit behind the school, but we wanted you to know that that was happening, again, separate from Alliance Academy, but on the same campus. So our middle school students will start this experience next fall and be able to come in and open this up really to the entire North Georgia region. So we wanted you to have an update and let us know if you have any questions at all about this experience.
Thank you, Valerie. Does anyone have any questions to Valerie in reference to?
So it's not just the Alliance students.
It'll be for all middle school
And the
students.
whole-
Our 10 middle school currently, sixth graders and probably eighth graders will go through.
We've been piloting the curriculum for the past couple of years. This is our second year, so if you have a sixth grader or an eighth grader now, they are able to experience the curriculum in the classroom now. And then Gwinnett and Atlanta both have given us days, certain days during the year that we can use their facilities this year. So our students last year were able to go. We sent probably about 600 kids over there last year over the course of several days, and we'll do the same thing this year. But next year we'll have this in our own community for our own kids to just go down to the, to the Lanier 400 Parkway to experience.
So this
How
is
many-
every middle school, or they have
Every-
to apply to go?
No, every middle school. So it's just more of a field trip experience than, they'll be enrolled at Otwell or DeSana or whatever middle school they're at. And so
How
this is
often
a
will they go?
experience. They'll go at least twice while they're in middle school.
Okay.
So they'll go through
Did I read somewhere where there's about 20 hours of class time?
They do. There's about 20 lessons that the teachers do with them in class, and I can provide you that curriculum if you'd like to see what they're doing and what they're learning in the classroom. Again, it's all tied to business education and social studies standards, and then once they do that, then they spend a day in the Discovery Center. It'll be for all 10 middle schools, and every sixth grader and every eighth grader will go through that before they enter the ninth grade.
How many kids a day does this place like this can
The
service?
center holds about 150 students a day, and so we work with Junior Achievement to schedule those and get, we will have first priority, right? Lee Highsmith from Junior Achievement is here with me, as well as Brandy Canizaro, who's the principal at Alliance Academy. And so because it's in our own hometown, we have been told that we will have priority dates for the facility, and then the other communities will come in and work around that schedule.
And so the junior achievement has the curriculum, but then your middle school teacher will teach the 20 classes, and then there's people at the Discovery Center, junior achievement staff.
Correct.
That will take you through.
So our
that.
teachers work on the curriculum side, and they work with Junior Achievement on training for the curriculum. And so right now, our business and computer science middle school teachers are implementing the curriculum in their classrooms. This will be the second year. And so we will continue that next year to make sure that every sixth grader and every eighth grader gets that, and then they spend a day in the facility.
What about students from Dawson County or Hall County? Are they going to be invited to participate in the program?
They are. Probably about 6 months ago, I think we had all those area superintendents over to the Discovery Center in Gwinnett County just to see it, and Dr. Bearden met with them all. And they have signed memorandums of understanding with Junior Achievement to say that they want to bring their kids here, and so they will do the same thing that we're doing. The only cost to a school district is the transportation, and so as long as they can get their students back and forth, and the teachers work with them with the curriculum prior, which is a big component, then they're going to bring their students in. So it's Lumpkin, Dawson, Hall, City of Gainesville, and Calhoun City. All of them.
There is no cost to provide all of this at no cost to the school.
Essentially, the facility is, Junior Achievement comes in and really does the day-to-day operation. So the school systems really work from the scheduling perspective and the curriculum perspective with the teachers.
Valerie, would you talk a little bit about the sponsorship?
Yes, so there's different areas and different focus levels that we're working on those storefronts that I identified. So any agency that has a storefront in Atlanta or Gwinnett has the first right of refusal to come to Forsyth County. So Lee is working on that list now. And then there are certain levels and certain packages for storefront sponsors to come in and make a 3-year commitment to Junior Achievement to be a storefront in the facility. So we've got to have a bank, we've got to have a city or county municipality, we've got to have housing, we've got to have transportation. So if you look at the other ones, there may be, a car dealership or a Quick Trip or some type of restaurant, those kinds of things. So there's different levels and different sponsorship arrangements, and we can provide you with all that. You want to spend more on that?
What is so exciting about this, and you need to know that Cobb County is just devastated, because they said they were going to have the first J Discovery Center outside of Atlanta, and Forsyth County, you beat them. And they're a little bit miffed. But the cool thing about this sponsorship is all these Fortune 500 companies, as well as local companies, are coming into Forsyth County. So we've already got commitments from Delta Airlines and Georgia United Credit Union, and since I do not have signed commitments from the others, I won't tell you who they are, but we've got 5 other Fortune 500 companies who said, we want a storefront in the Forsyth County Discovery Center. So not only are all these students from other regions coming into Forsyth with their parents and teachers and volunteers, but you've got all these companies coming into Forsyth County. with their employees who are going to volunteer. And we've had conversations with the University of North Georgia where their students are going to be part of this facility as volunteers, and also they're going to be there getting training, because we have the third highest personal bankruptcy rate in the nation in Georgia. So we've got a lot of education to do. And colleges report they lose more students to accumulated debt than to academic failure. So this is such a huge opportunity. This is the first Discovery Center that will serve kids outside of Metro Atlanta. So we are so excited. But the potential for who all is going to get to see Forsyth County, who you are and what you do, especially the city of Cumming, is coming right here to the door, and it's an exciting time.
So tell me, if we do have a City of Cumming front, what will the kids do there?
Well, if you are caught running in town, you get a speeding citation. So they'll go to that government and they will pay that citation. But they'll also have taxes to pay, and they'll have other things to do. Plus, there will be something that will be sold inside of the if Cumming is the government. You would have something that you would sell, whether it was a picture of them standing in front of City Hall that they got to take home, or it could be a decal that said, Cumming City Government, whatever. The kids will be doing two things. One time when they're in your facility, they will be buying and selling and doing business. The other time, they will be realizing about having to pay taxes and the other things that make it part of the government. They may be paying for their utilities, they may be paying for trash pickup, for their water bill, whatever we decide they've got to pay as part, besides if they are caught speeding. So you would have business going on two different ways, paying a bill, and then the kids would actually get to have the opportunity to sell something. It's a unique opportunity, because we've gotten away from telling children that the idea is to make a profit. And when they are running the government, that thing, they are actually trying to sell whatever they're selling and make a profit. So they're learning about the balance between what you're selling and the quality of that, customer service.
Lee, I think you, when we met, I think you said that the membership or the sponsorship starts at $15,000 and goes to the premier sponsor is $75,000. Is that right?
No, the premier sponsorship is 25. Is it 25? 30,000 for the. So the biggest, most prominent space is a premier sponsorship, and that is 30,000 for the big storefront. If you wanted to be the presenting sponsor, which means your name's over the thing and you get a storefront with that, that is $75,000 to be the presenting sponsor.
And
so
you have
BizTown presented by.
You have one of those to be the premier or the primary sponsor. One of those spots.
Yes.
75,000. Just one.
75,000 to be the presenting sponsor. Then your name is over the door, as well as having a premier storefront. The premier storefront is bigger and in a more prominent space.
Okay. Council have any questions of Lee or Valerie? I had told the council that the decision that I'd request of the council tonight is make a decision to be a sponsorship. And we're working on the budget to see what price that the council would work on. And hopefully we would be the big sponsor. The presenting sponsor.
That would be awesome. I took the liberty of talking to the design lead, and she said if we could actually change what is now Price Hall into Cumming City Hall, if we know in the next couple month or so, we can change that architect so that when you walk through that covered bridge, right there would be the City Hall with the clock tower, which is what I think Mayor, you and I talked about.
Yeah, right.
Would be pretty impressive. But this is so exciting. What we're doing with these kids is going to be life-changing, and you guys are the hosts.
This will carry them through life, and it's education that they never could get otherwise. Is their junior class and all of the entrepreneurship or business or whatever they may want to do, they they could start at the junior class right there.
And we're gonna give them some education to make them better citizens. And that's what you guys want. You want better citizens that will give back to the community and be responsible for themselves and their families and their property. And that's what we're gonna teach them at this Discovery Center.
Great.
Is
Any
it
other
75, is it 75,000 per year, or what is it?
Yes, and it's a
For
3-year commitment.
Premier partner, this says 75,
The presenting sponsor.
5 years.
Okay. Any other question?
3 years or 5 years?
I was thinking it was 3 years, but if you'll hand me one of those, I maybe,
It does appear to be a 5-year
does it
sponsor.
say 5 years? It's a 5-year commitment now.
Yeah, that one's
That's
different
correct.
than the storefronts.
I think the storefronts are just 3 years.
Okay. Well, let's thank y'all for
Thank
coming
you.
back.
Yes,
And
thank you so much.
Thank all of you for your Valerie, Lee, Fonda, all of the staff that's put so much work into this, because this is going to be a great future for Cumming and for South County. So we appreciate all the hard work and dedication.
And I do want to thank Valerie, because she really is the one that spearheaded this and has pulled it all together in her work with Lee and Junior Achievement. And just to give you an idea visually, you could kind of see it on the screen, but you know, when the Junior Achievement, when the Discovery Center opens up, you're going to walk into and go through the bridge, and it's going to be a big open room like this. And all of these sponsors that we're looking for to buy these storefronts, they're going to have many businesses. So Quick Trip's going to have a mini convenience store, and SunTrust is going to have a mini bank, and Home Depot is going to have a mini Home Depot in there for students to actually go into and interact like they were talking about and learn from that. So it's really, you know, if you haven't had the chance to visit, I know Valerie sets up several opportunities for people to go and visit the Gwinnett location or the location down in Atlanta. And it really is a great opportunity for you to do that. If you're interested, let Valerie know, and we'll hook you up, and you can go down with some of our school staff members and students to go down and see what it's actually like. Because once you actually experience it, you know this is a great opportunity for our students and our, for, you know, the future of Forsyth County and Cumming. And it's a great opportunity, I think, for you as city leaders to support this here for the future of our citizens.
Good. Thank you, Fonda, Valerie, Lee. Thank y'all for your presentation, dedication, hard work. Glad to have y'all. We're lucky to have y'all here. Okay. If no other questions, the chair will entertain a motion to be a sponsorship of the Cumming Forsyth Alliance Academy,
Oh, What will that cost
Biztown.
75 a year?
75 a year, but we're not voting on that now. We just voting to be a sponsor.
At a level to be determined after we do our budget.
Yeah, level to be determined. We'll get that, like you said, Lee, within a couple of months. So we don't want to hold up anything.
We would hope you'd give us right of first refusal before you give it to somebody else. Thank you.
I make a motion that we become a sponsor.
I have motions everywhere.
Second.
I have a second. Second. Any other discussion? Please vote. Unanimous. The city of Cumming, and I knew the board would step up and be a sponsor, because this is going to mean so much to Cumming and Forsyth County, being the first. And like you said, the big county of Cobb County, Marietta, and everywhere wanted it before we did, and here we got it. Gainesville wanted it. They didn't get it, but Cummings got it. So thank y'all, and thank you for the dedication and hard work. Okay. Item B, Aquatic Center equipment purchase for our air conditioner. This is the multi-purpose room. Carla?
So this isn't as exciting as what we just listened to, but not nearly as
Necessary.
exciting. But I am here to request permission to purchase a wall-mounted AC unit for our multi-purpose room. And our multi-purpose room is located, it's towards the end of the pool deck. It's between the competition and the instructional pool. And it's become a very high-use room for us. We use it every day for our Silver Sneakers land classes every morning, and then in the evenings, the swim teams use it for dry land. We use it for all our staff trainings, all of our American Red Cross lifeguard classes, first aid classes, water safety instructor classes. We use it for birthday parties, hospitality, for meets. So it gets a lot of use. And it wasn't originally intended for all of those uses, but we've actually, I mean, we've put it to great use, and we're serving the community very well with it. But it's cooled with our central air system, and because it wasn't intended to have that many people in the room, it can't keep up. The ductwork can't keep up with cooling. So I've provided you with 2 bids. The first is from Reliance Heating and Air. It's for $5,600 for the wall-mounted AC unit, and the second is Eddie's Refrigeration for $6,200. And I mean, both vendors would be fine. It's my recommendation to go with Reliance, which is the low bid.
Okay. Council have any questions in reference to? Thank you, Carla. Thank you for getting the bids to us, and we realize you had air conditioner problem in this one room over there for a few months, but hopefully we can get that resolved. You have 2 bids here, and one of them is Eddie's Refrigeration Heating there at $6,200, and Reliance is $5,600. Is that correct? Now, is there any additions that will be added to this? I see where there's a quote here for alternate $1,200 to install ceiling cassette in lieu of wall hang. Is that something that'll enter into this?
That's to ceiling mount instead of a wall mount, and we don't think that's necessary. So we would go with the wall-mounted unit.
Okay. All right. We have, and both of these companies are local, and they can get to it just about any time, I guess, for you.
It's about a 3-week turnaround.
3 weeks, okay.
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid of $5,600 from Reliance Heating and Air.
I have a motion to have a second.
A second.
I have a second. In discussion, please vote. Unanimous. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay, under planning and zoning, we have the annexation request for Forsyth Physician Center. Kevin or Scott?
Yes, sir, Mayor, members of the council. Before we open this item for public hearing, I'd like to read the staff report into the record that you have before you. The applicant has filed an annexation petition to the proper authorities on behalf of the property owner to annex and rezone to office professional 13.005 acres, PIN 152-081. It's more commonly referred to as the Forsyth Physician Center. It's located at 4150 Deputy Bill Cantrell Memorial Road in Cumming. After analyzing the aggregate external boundary of the subject tract, the staff determined it did not comply with the contiguity requirement of OCGA 36-36-20. Staff also recommended the city not annex property south of Deputy Bill Cantrell Memorial Road into entirely unincorporated area. In addition, you have in your packet a letter from Forsyth County requesting that the city also deny the annexation due to similar concerns. The planning board did hold a public hearing on July 18th, and with no recorded opposition, they did recommend denial of the annexation petition for those above mentioned reasons. I'd be happy to answer any questions before you open it for a public hearing.
Council have any questions?
Where is the signage that the county is concerned with?
Well, I'm not sure on that. They just referenced signage in their letter, but not specific. They didn't provide any specific information on that.
Linda, I don't think it means anything from what they come up, because it's not contiguous to the city property, so it's illegal to annex it anyway, basically. It's across the road from the ride and parking
Express lot,
Metro,
right at Express
lot down there, which that's not in the city, so it's just like going out in the middle of the county and
And
taking
picking
a
a
piece of
place,
property.
There's only one point, literally, that comes, that
Yeah.
if you crossed 400 would be contiguous to the hospital property, but it needs to, under the law, have 1/8 of the external boundary in direct contiguity with city boundary. It doesn't meet that
So
requirement.
we don't conform to annex it.
That's correct. From a legal standpoint, it doesn't conform according to the annexation law.
Thank you.
Land use plan that doesn't conform. Okay, Chair will entertain a motion.
Do we open a
A
public hearing?
recommendation to not annex that into the city, and That's,
Do we need a public-
annexation
We have to have a
201.
public hearing.
We do need to hold a public hearing, do need to open for public hearing before the
You
vote.
have a public hearing and it not be conducive to, the land use plan or not being contiguous to the city property?
Well, I just don't know if there's anybody here that wants to speak either for or against it.
Okay,
So,
okay.
From a procedural standpoint, we should have a public
I'll make a
hearing.
motion that we open a public
Have a
hearing.
motion for a public hearing to have a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor, please vote. All in favor. Okay. Is anyone here like to speak in reference to annexation number 2017214? Anyone like to speak in opposition? Anyway, hear a motion the public hearing be closed?
So moved.
Second.
Please vote. Unanimous. Thank you very much. Okay. Now it's up to the board.
I'll make a motion that we deny it based on the fact that it does not conform to our annexation rules.
Have a motion by Chuck. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Chris. Please
Vote.
vote.
Right language, Scott.
Yeah, it just doesn't conform with state annexation law. Yes.
Please vote. Unanimous. Louis Ledbetter's gone to the bathroom, so show that Louis didn't vote.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Okay, on the utilities, we have a release settlement agreement with Goodwill Sewer. Kevin?
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. I'm here to report tonight that you authorized us, gosh, I guess it was back probably in May, to begin the process of condemning a sewer easement on some property that was owned by a company called Lou Investments and Pioneer Merchants LLC. This was to bring another couple of businesses online into the city's sewer system by acquiring an easement that had actually been in place, or a line that had actually been in place since the 80s. I'm happy to report to you tonight that based upon some negotiations that we've received at the direction of the city, we've been able to resolve this without having to condemn the property. And just to give you a quick thumbnail sketch of what the settlement agreement involves, which I believe you have, at the end of the day, the city will be receiving a 20-foot wide easement. It will not have to exercise its condemnation powers, and the city will be using a portion of the funds that it was going to use to acquire the easement in order to install an access between those two pieces of property that were involved in this sewer easement dispute. So at the end of the day, the city will be receiving the easement that it needs and will only have to use a portion of the funds that it was going to have to use to condemn in order to help this three-way agreement be realized. I'll answer any questions you have if you have any questions, but I think it's an excellent deal for the city at the end of the day. More for less is a pretty good setup.
Any questions? Okay, the council needs to vote to approve the agreement.
I'll make a motion that we accept the deal as presented in our package.
Motion, Chuck, have a second?
Second.
Linda. Please vote. 4-1 with Ledbetter out. Okay, item 2, bid award for Webb Drive Phase 1, water and sewer. John?
Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, we have received 4 bids for a project to install a 36-inch water line along Webb Drive or Webb Street, along with some gravity sewer main. We had 4 bids. The highest bid was $2,399,808.00 from Reynolds Construction, and the lowest bid was Strickland and Sons Pipeline in the amount of $1,639,698.00. We've worked pretty extensively with Strickland and Sons, and we recommend accepting the low bid from them to install this line.
Okay. My packet shows that I have I guess I have 2 pages to that. Okay, the same one. Strickland and Son Pipeline, is that somebody that's done work for the city before?
We currently have them working on 2, maybe 3 projects. I think we've closed out one of them. Castleberry Road, they did the water line there. Bethelview Road, they're working on that one. The Chambly Gap Road Pump Station and Force Main, they did that one. and this would be the fourth one we've had them working on the past couple of years. So they've done a really good job for us.
It's a big enough company to handle all these different
It is.
jobs.
And this is a big line too. It's a 36-inch, which is heavier, but they also have the equipment to put in larger lines as well as some of the smaller ones.
They've performed the right way in the past and been on time and on budget.
They have, and we check references on folks too, but no better reference than your own. So we've had a good experience with them so far.
Okay, any questions? Any other questions? Do we have
The
a
thing on Strickland is, where is it?
bed sheets? I've got it in mind here on, right after the, new business and utilities.
Okay, I just don't have it. Okay.
I'll make a motion that we go with a low bid for Web Drive Phase 1 water and sewer as submitted by Strickland & Sons Pipeline of $1,639,698.
Motion from Chuck, have a second? Second from Quincy. Any other discussion? Please vote. Okay, 4-1 with Ledbetter out. Lewis.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, we have the number 3 item is request to advertise bids, Web Drive Phase 2.
This is really a part of the same water system, water line. It's a 36-inch line. This will begin at Webb Drive and will end up at 306 connector, Sony Drive. It will hook into an existing 36-inch line that comes from the water treatment plant. We're trying to push more water through town and eventually get it to the south side of town. And we're requesting permission to advertise for bids to install this 36-inch line. It will be actually in the middle of Triple Gap Road from Webb Drive to the 306 connector. The best place to put it because there's no obstructions, and other utilities in the way. So,
Okay, I hear a motion. This is advertised for bids, right?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Advertising.
This was in the budget.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. This is a contingency item. That's what it is.
Quincy made the motion.
I have a question. Anybody got a question? I have a motion.
Quincy made a motion.
Quincy made a
Okay, to have a second. Anybody second?
I second.
Okay, motion is second. Please vote. Quincy, did you vote? I can't see you. Okay. 4-1 with Lewis out. Okay, we have item 4 to purchase pressure water washer equipment.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this was a budget item. It was in the 2017 budget. It's a heated pressure washer for the distribution department. There were 4 bids. The lowest bid came from Northern Tool and Equipment in the amount of $4,184.99. So we recommend purchasing this piece of equipment that was budgeted for this year from Northern Tool and Equipment.
Okay, this is also in the budget request to purchase a power washer. All the bids was pretty close. $4,184.99 is the low bid. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion with.
Have a second?
Second.
Please vote. 4-1, Lewis out. Okay, last item is to purchase a straw blower, utility department.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. Similarly, this piece of equipment was budgeted for in the 2017 budget. This is a machine that takes a bale of hay and blows it on the ground to provide storm water protection. We had 3 bids. The low bid was from Lost Mountain Outdoor Power Equipment in the amount of $7,708.68. The high bid was Flint Equipment Company in the amount of $9,516.30. So we recommend going with a low bid from Lost Mountain Outdoor Power Equipment.
Okay, this is also in the budget, request to purchase the straw blower equipment for repairs of ground after construction work has been done. And Chair will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Have a second? Did I hear a second?
Quincy.
Please vote. 4-1. Lewis out. Okay.
Thank you, Mayor and
John.
Council. Thank you.
Okay, on the police department, Chief Tatum, request to purchase firearm.
Mayor, members of the council, we are scheduled to replace our duty weapons, the ones we carry with us all the time. We do this about every 5 years because we shoot quarterly, so they get a lot of wear and tear on them through this 5-year period, and so we try to get them replaced then. It's more economical to replace them than it is to replace worn parts and magazines and all that kind of stuff, so it's more economical to do that. Also in this request, I've asked to purchase 16 backup weapons, which will be worn on the officer's ankles. Currently, we don't have anything for a backup gun. This is in case they lose control of their firearm or it malfunctions or whatever. They have another weapon to diffuse the situation, hopefully. And also for holsters for the backup guns, since we don't carry them, we don't have the holsters at all. So what I'm requesting is $11,241 to purchase these items from Smyrna Police Distributors in Marietta. They can provide them quickly, and we've dealt with them in the past. They provide government contract pricing on everything. That will include the holsters, the backup guns, and the duty weapons. There's 23 duty weapons, 16 backup guns, and 16 holsters. We'll also be trading in these duty guns, which they're going to give us $250 per gun on the trade-in. So that will offset the cost of the firearm somewhat.
Council, have any questions?
Are you happy with the Glock brand?
Yeah, it's a reliable gun, and it's dominant in the law enforcement world. We are going to be changing from the .40 caliber to the 9mm because of the availability of ammunition, and it's easier to shoot a 9mm. Not everybody's growing up these days with a gun in their hand, shooting, hunting, that kind of thing. So we found over time that the lower recoil that you can get, the better off that you will have when it comes to people who are not familiar with shooting all the time.
So you feel like these are the best for you and your deputies?
Yes.
I don't think we can ever furnish enough equipment for the police department with the risk and the job that our police department or law enforcement all over the country does. And I think anytime we have an opportunity to enhance their survival in any type of situation, we need to work on that and do that. So I'd recommend that we honor the request of the police department.
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid as presented.
Have a motion from Chuck. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Please vote. Unanimous.
Thank you.
Well, 4-1, Lewis out. Thank you, Chief. Okay. We have under announcements, we have the upcoming Playhouse shows, the Blues for Dixie. We have 2 shows going on at the Playhouse. That's August the 25th and 26th at 8 o'clock. Also at Clash Nashville Road Show. Also 2 shows going on September the 9th. That'll be 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Also, we have some local entertainment. Francis Mooney and the Fontana Sunset Band will be playing music at the Playhouse. They have 1 show. That's September the 16th at 8 o'clock. Also, the events upcoming at the fairgrounds. We have the Cumming Farmers Market in parking lot 3 every Wednesday and Saturday from 6:30 until they sell out. And that's local farmers market grown food right here in Cumming in Forsyth County. And also Mount Pisby Church Car Show will be August the 25th and 26th. If you hadn't had an opportunity to go to some of the church fundraiser car shows, they have some beautiful classic and historic old cars there. So I invite everybody to go out and help the cause. Any other business to come before this board? Hear a motion with adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Please vote. Thank y'all. Thank you very much for coming. And Seth, thank you for coming and pledging the flag for us today. And Donna and Bill and Jean and Anita, thank y'all for bringing them. Appreciate all of it. Thank all of you for coming.